Decentralized systems, like blockchain networks, distributed teams, and open-source communities, are famous for being resilient, transparent, and not having a single boss. But even in these supposedly flat structures, power doesn't spread out evenly. Certain people or groups end up with more influence, shaping big decisions and the direction things go. This is where influence mapping comes in. It's a way to systematically trace these hidden power flows and figure out who's really driving the outcomes in these complex, leaderless environments. Influence mapping uses ideas from network theory, sociology, and data analysis to show how authority pops up even without formal titles. It turns abstract connections into real, actionable insights. This helps organizations spot vulnerabilities, improve teamwork, and stop power from accidentally piling up in one place. There are three main techniques for effective influence mapping. The first is network visualization and centrality analysis. Think of the system as a big web. The dots are the actors, people or groups, and the lines are their interactions, like conversations or transactions. We can then use special metrics to find the most influential dots. For example, some have the most connections, some act as crucial bridges between different groups, and some can reach everyone else the fastest. In a software project, a developer who connects different teams might control what code gets approved, even without being an official manager. The second technique is flow tracing and dependency tracking. Influence often follows the path of resources, whether that's information, money, or decision-making power. By mapping these trails, you can see who starts new proposals, who gives critical feedback, or who controls the budget. On a peer-to-peer lending platform, you might find that a small group of early investors has a huge say in lending standards just because of where they put their money and who they endorse. Third, there's temporal and contextual layering. Power isn't static, it changes over time and in different situations. By adding a timeline to your map, you can see how influence shifts, maybe during a crisis or a period of growth. You can also add qualitative factors like someone's reputation or expertise. In a remote team, one person's influence might spike during a high-stakes project simply because everyone trusts their crisis management skills, even if everyone is technically equal. These techniques reveal fascinating patterns. In blockchain networks like Ethereum, influence mapping has shown that just a handful of large validators and developers have major control over protocol upgrades, despite the system's decentralized mission. In open-source communities like Linux, it shows how core maintainers, who are often volunteers, have the final say on code, shaping the project's future more than anyone else. Even in decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs, where voting seems equal, influence maps often show that a few large token holders, or whales, dominate decisions through coordinated voting. The implications here are huge. Unmapped influence can create hidden weak spots and make a system less decentralized than it appears. If a highly influential person leaves or is compromised, the whole network could be disrupted. But communities can use influence mapping proactively. You can use free tools like Gephi or NetworkX to visualize these networks. Regular audits can help spot power concentrations, and you can introduce mechanisms like term limits to spread influence around. Being transparent by sharing these maps can also encourage more people to participate. Influence mapping doesn't get rid of power imbalances, but it brings them into the light. In systems where formal authority is intentionally absent, understanding these hidden flows is key to staying resilient, fair, and effective. Mastering this practice gives you the ability to navigate and balance power in a way that truly honors the system's decentralized ideals. Have you ever tried to map influence in a team or network you're part of? What surprising things did you discover? Share your thoughts in the comments below. For more clear analysis of how systems work, subscribe to Inner Workings and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.